One time in class I had really bad stomach pain, like it was so bad the classroom was about to look like a nuclear blast just went through Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I literally begged my teacher, and this lopsided oyster lip, back hair, unbrushed tongue, divorced 3 times, lost custody of her kids bitch told me I should have gone at lunch. Next thing you know, a chocolate lake is running down my pants all over the carpet and I panic and start running around leaving a trail like a snail. I ran to the door to open it, but she locked it with her keys and told me I should have gone at lunch and that it's not her fault I shit myself. I put my hands in my pants and started throwing my hot fresh diarrhea at her face and she vomited on the desk. I then grabbed her vomit and started throwing it at her face and she jumped out the window. I got expelled and she got fired, so it was a lose-lose or a win-win LMAO. I worked as a barista at Starbucks and I'd make coffees and shit. This one lady named Barbara came in and asked for a medium rare steak and fries. I said, first of all, I'm a barista, and second of all, this isn't Outback Steakhouse, we don't sell that. And then she started yelling, give me my steak, I order it every time at this Starbucks, you're just stupid. She asked to see the manager, so I got her, and Barbara explained that I was refusing to give her steak, which isn't even true, and my manager said, ma'am, we don't sell steak. Barbara gave up and said, fine, I'll just have a chicken parmigiana, and then we all lost our shit. We started throwing drinks at her and Barbara slipped and cracked her hip. We got a lawsuit a week later for harassment and injuries in our store. She lost a ha 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 ha. I got up and started panicking. I've never been in a situation like this before. I locked my bedroom door and hid under my blankets like a baby and called the police. I heard like 3 to 4 sets of footsteps rush up my stairs and start body slamming into my door. I hung up on the police and got out of bed and opened my window, which was very far from the ground, but I had to do it. I heard my door cracking, so I just jumped. I broke my ankle, but I managed to run to my neighbor's house and they let me stay there the night. Only one man got arrested, and it was the fat ugly old man from the house before that pretended to be Tina. The police said he was armed with 2 kitchen knives and a loaded taser. The others fled. The next day I went back to my house and almost everything I owned of value was stolen. That's my story. I once decided to get a gym membership so I can be skinny and beautiful when summer comes. I weighed 200 pounds, so I was pretty chunky. I started losing some weight and was quickly starting to realize that it was over for you bitches and I can finally wear a bikini. When all of a sudden coronavirus hit and shut down the gym and I was forced to be home and become fat again. I now weigh more than what I started with and I'm now 250 pounds. Fuck you coronavirus, you ugly infectious slut. I hope you get butt fucked by a blazing fishing pole, you dirty germ bacteria whore. Coronavirus is literally a prostitute with 28 million cases. Like, are you that horny? You've been around all over the world, you stupid slut. Like, relax, you made your point, you can stop now, you miserable stripper slut whore scum faced hoe bag eye. Bet coronavirus's pussy looks like corned beef, it's been used that much. When I was in school I had a crush on this guy named Marcus. I told my best friend named Penelope and she said she would try and get us together because she's family friends with him. I got so excited and waited the next day, only to see Penelope and Marcus come into school holding hands and walking right past me. Oh hell no, you stupid fat lopsided ass bitch, nah not on my watch, you wart covered veg and yat ass whore. I wanted payback, so I peed in an empty water bottle and I had a lot of piss, so the bottle was overflowing. We got into class and I went to sit next to her and she said, could you not sit next to me today? Marcus wouldn't like it. That was the last straw. I opened the piss bottle and literally dumped it all over her. She was drenched and smelled like piss, and it also got all over her schoolwork she spent lots of time on. She started crying and ran to the principal's office and I got suspended for 30 days. It was worth it, that's what you get, pissy Penelope. When I was in 10th grade we had a lockdown and took our usual precautions. We had a sub that day and it was her first day too. She told everyone to sit under the desks and to be quiet and complete our worksheet. While we were working we heard loud screaming from a man and he was laughing in between the screams. We heard lots of banging, so we assumed it was gunshots, so we all started crying. He got to our classroom and started banging on the door and he shot 2 bullets through the door. We didn't have curtains, so he stood on a rock and looked right through the window. He had long greasy hair and yellow teeth and his eyes were wider than Cardi B's coochie. He had the biggest smile and then waved at all of us. He then started shooting and our sub-teacher picked up a piece of broken glass and slashed his face with it. He started screaming in pain and ran away. He later got arrested. Our sub-teacher was rewarded as a hero. When I was 16 me and my friends would sneak out a lot. We snuck out at 1 a.m. to go to this local festival that was going on and we noticed an older man, maybe 35, following us everywhere we went. We tried to go into crowds so he couldn't find us, but he literally was just there wherever we went. We decided it was time to call off the night and go home because it was too risky. We all split up, which I guess was a pretty bad idea, but whatever. I was walking home at around 3 a.m. by myself and I heard manic footsteps speeding behind me. I saw the same man from before coming at me fast. He was still pretty far away from me. You'd expect a normal person to start running away, but I'm built different and I wanted to do something I knew he wouldn't expect. I turned around and started running head on towards him as well, and he kinda stumbled and he fell on the floor because he didn't expect it. He hit his head on the concrete pavement and I saw blood on the floor and I started panicking and ran back to my house. I don't know if he died or whatever. I never heard any follow-ups from this situation since it happened, LOL.
My mom has an obsession with candles and her birthday was coming up, so I had a perfect present idea. I was gonna buy some candles in the shape of chocolates and then I would buy like a cardboard chocolate box and put the candles in it. I went out and bought the chocolate-shaped candles and then I bought a box and decorated it myself. I put the candles inside the box and lit all of them up, then closed the lid to the box. I left it on the kitchen counter and waited for my mom to get out of bed to see her present. I fell asleep and we heard our fire alarm go off and we woke up and there was literally smoke and fire everywhere. Long story short, our entire house burnt down and my mom spent her birthday crying and throwing out her burnt belongings.
When I was 12, I used to write sexual stories on Wattpad. This boy named Justin Bieber added me as a friend and he had Justin Bieber as a profile picture and everything. He messaged me and said I was cute and that he was the real Justin Bieber. I believed him and we started online dating and I told everyone at school I was dating Justin Bieber and I showed our messages to everyone every day. He said he wanted to meet up after school in the car park and I said okay. I told everyone he wants to meet me after school and everyone got so jealous. I got to the car park and I see a 50-year-old man wave at me and he called me over. I said, "Do you know where Justin Bieber is?" And he said that he's just in Stat and that he will take me back to his mansion to meet him. I got in his car and he started driving me away from the school. 30 minutes passed and we were still driving, so I was wondering where he lived. An hour passed without a single word exchange between me and him, but I finally asked, "When will we arrive?" He turned around, he yelled at me so loud saying, "Shut the F up and be patient." I swear he busted my eardrums. I decided to tuck and roll that bitch and I opened the car door while he was speeding and I hit my head and had a concussion. I woke up in the hospital surrounded by my family crying. The police were there questioning me saying the man kidnapped me and a young couple saw me jump out of the car and they carried me in the car and called the police. I told them I'm dating Justin Bieber and I showed the police my Wattpad account and our conversations. That dumbass didn't even delete his account, so the police tracked him straight away and arrested him.
Once when I was taking a shower, I was washing my ass with a bar of soap and it went straight up my ass inside of me and I couldn't find it no matter how many times I fisted myself. So for the next 2 weeks I was farting bubbles. One time I was in the bathroom at Walmart taking a violent shit and I noticed someone kept watching me through the crack. I said, "If you don't fuck off, I'll kick your ass so hard my foot will come out through your mouth." He then started hysterically crying and he ran out. I was thinking what a little pathetic bitch was he. I couldn't flush the toilet because it was clogged, so I just left all the shit in there for the next lucky fucker to come along and witness it. I saw the man that was staring at me go back into the bathroom and that's when I realized I left my phone on the toilet roll holder. I went inside the stall to see the man eating my shit like it was a McDonald's 4-course meal with dessert and a free side. He then turned around and started hysterically crying again and he ran out of the stall with shit all over his face. I got my phone and left that bitch faster than my dad left me when I was a child. I never went to that Walmart ever again. One time when I was 10 I had a really bad pussy infection. There were green crumbs falling out of it every time I pulled my pants down and it smelled like Parmesan cheese. I decided to do some research and it said I had a sexually transmitted disease. I went to school the next day and told my teacher I have a green cheesy pussy caused by a sexually transmitted disease. I wish you saw the shock on her face, like for real she was about to faint. She took me to the office and I got heavy questions and police were cool too. They asked who I slept with to get this sexually transmitted disease and I said I sleep with my parents every night. The police burst into my house and took my parents into questioning.